This is 6 Minutes, the Seriously International Daily Newscast. It's Thursday, May 15th. I'm Emma Albright.
And I'm Anne-Sophie Goninet. The day is ending with a storm in Hanoi, while it is starting with clouds in Kingston. Here in the Royal Conch Newsroom in Paris, it's overcast and just after midday. These are the latest headlines. A second night of Israeli strikes kills at least 54 in Gaza. Trump says the US is getting very close to a nuclear deal with Iran. And our daily quiz question is about a historical rediscovery. Our top story today is the announcement that Russian President Vladimir Putin will not be attending the direct peace talks with Ukraine today in Turkey. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who spoke upon his arrival in Ankara this morning, accused Russia of sending standing props to the negotiations, and he said Ukraine would decide its next steps after meeting with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. US President Donald Trump said he may travel to Istanbul on Friday if the talks make progress today. The absence of both Putin and Trump has lowered the expectations for a major breakthrough to resolve the conflict. Multiple Israeli airstrikes hit Gaza's southern city of Khan Yunis overnight, killing at least 54 people, the city's Nasser hospital has reported. It was the second night of heavy bombing after Israeli airstrikes Wednesday on the northern and southern parts of the enclave left at least 70 people dead, including almost 24 children. The attacks come as multiple aid agencies have warned that the humanitarian situation in Gaza is deteriorating rapidly due to Israel's 10-week blockade of aid into the territory. Emma, I know you have details from inside the enclave about how dire the situation has become.
It's been more than 2 months now since Israel has closed the borders into Gaza and has blocked any humanitarian aid from entering. The UN World Food Programme has warned that the enclave's entire population is at risk of famine. Correspondent Mahmoud al-Sharqawi from Egyptian news website Madam Mazar reports from inside Gaza that the enclave now lacks any infrastructure capable of storing or producing food, and citizens can't access a large part of agricultural land, which was bulldozed and turned into red zones by the Israeli army. Residents say that Gaza's last reserves of food are being depleted this week.
Does the shortage of food items affect all categories?
All food categories are affected. Even the bakeries, which were operating thanks to the funding of the UN World Food Programme, have stopped working as of April 1st due to the depletion of stock. Milk is no longer available. Oils have also become scarce, especially olive oil, and store shelves and market stalls are nearly empty. For many Gaza residents, dukkha or daga, a mixture of spices, grains, legumes, nuts, and sometimes herbs, has become their main daily food.
How are the enclave's citizens adapting to this new reality?
Efforts by civil society organizations and community kitchens to alleviate the famine continue, and unconventional barter systems have emerged, with social media groups witnessing active trade offers like rice exchanged for sugar or canned goods for any other food item. But the challenges remain immense. A kilo of flour was once a symbol of simplicity. Now it's a dream, a resident says. We live to endure on empty stomachs, but for how long? One mother in the southern town of Gaza's Khan Yunis told al-Sharqawi, "Hunger is a special kind of pain in our hearts as mothers. You feel like you are nothing when your child is hungry."
In other news, US President Donald Trump said today that the US was very close to securing a nuclear deal with Iran during his tour of the Gulf. Trump added that Tehran had sort of agreed to the terms, but an Iranian source familiar with the negotiations told Reuters there were still gaps to bridge in the talks with Washington. Fans of Mexican social media influencer Valeria Marquez are still in shock after the 23-year-old was shot to death while live streaming on TikTok at her beauty salon in central Mexico. State authorities reported that while the motive of the crime was not immediately known, the case is being investigated as a femicide. We're closing things out today with our daily quiz question, which is about a historical rediscovery. In 1946, Harvard Law School paid $27 for a copy of the Magna Carta. Researchers now say it could actually be worth millions. Why is that? A. It features a treasure map on the back. B. It is signed by Winston Churchill. C. It's an original. D. It was written in gold ink. The correct answer is C. Two British medieval history professors claim that a manuscript once considered an unofficial copy of Magna Carta is actually a rare and lost original. Harvard Law School paid about $27, roughly $450 today, for the document in 1946 and had stored it in its library for years. The manuscripts could be considered now one of the world's most valuable documents, the researchers say, worth millions of dollars. Magna Carta, which is a charter first issued by King John of England in 1215, is considered a key step in the evolution of human rights against oppressive rulers.
That's the latest from around the world. If you like this podcast, we'd really appreciate it if you could help us out with a follow, share, and a 5-star rating on your preferred podcasting platform. For more of the best of the international press delivered exclusively in English, visit us at worldcrunch.com. We'll see you here tomorrow. À demain.